All right, guys, well done. Welcome once again to the Maths Lab. And this is Dr. Tam K, your math coach. I'm the one coaching right now, talking to you right now, live and direct. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is to go straight to first question for today. Remember, we're talking about geometry, right? So we have the jump question that is here before us that says, in a right angle triangle XYZ, if angle Y is 90 degrees and the length of side XZ is 15 cm, while the length of side YZ is 20 cm, what is the length of side XY? Okay, question mark. So we're going to solve this question right away as you go straight to the board. All right, follow me to the board. All right, so for you to do the solution, all right, quickly write solution on your note. Make sure you have your pen and your paper with you, right? Open your notebook, draw this diagram right now quickly, right? Draw it down very fast, and then make sure you write solution on top. All right, these are you solve question like this for YX standard, but this is actually a jump question, but you can actually approach it by using YX standard, right? Okay, good. Write solution on top, draw the diagram. XYZ, right? So you can see the XYZ that is there. XYZ is the right angled triangle. So we have the side 15 cm for XZ, side YZ 20 cm. If you read through the question that is right there before you, then your XY is the question mark. That's what we're looking for. So let's call that place what question mark and call it maybe, let's say, letter X or something, right? Very good. Now this very side, okay, this very side that's facing the angle 90, right? This right angle triangle, okay, this is a right angle. The side facing it is what's called the hypotenuse, all right? That is the hypotenuse, exactly. Then we have the other two sides that, okay, adjacent and opposite to each other right now, okay? All right, so what we're going to do is apply what's called Pythagoras Theorem, all right? Go to apply Pythagoras Theorem. Make sure you have your pen and paper with you, all right? While I write down anything, make sure you take note of that, right? Write it down also as you see me write it down. So go to apply Pythagoras Theorem. So we have XZ, YZ, and XY, right? So I'm going to call them letters, all right? So I'm going to say, let's say, okay, now the side facing this side, okay, I'm going to call it small letter Y, all right? Let me do it that way. Then the side facing Z, this is angle Z, right? The side facing, let me call it small Z, all right? Let me call it small Z. And then the side facing X, okay, let me call it to a small letter X. Are you following? Make sure you have your pen or paper with you. As I'm writing, you're also writing because my board is small, exactly. All right, so on that note, I'm going to use Y now. Okay, I'm going to say Y squared will be equals to Z squared plus X squared. That is what's called Pythagoras theorem. We say that in a right angle triangle, the square of the hypotenuse side is equal to the sum of the squares of the other two sides. So your Y square, which is the hypotenuse side, is equals to the Z square plus the X squared. Exactly. So let's substitute our values into that. Okay, so the place of Y is 15. So we're going to write 15 raised to power 2 equals to, right? The place of Z is what we are looking for. So leave it alone. Leave it like that. And then the place of X is 20. So we're going to write 20 squared. Exactly, 20 squared. So what we're going to do is I'm going to clear the board now. We're going to make Z squared the symmetry formula, right? Okay, so I have my Z. Okay, let me write it down again. You have your 15 squared equals to your Z squared plus your 20 squared. That's the question, right? Okay, now I actually observed something, right, in this question. Obviously, the question was not well positioned, right? It was not well placed. Now, obviously, it's going to lead us to a negative answer, right? Obviously, if you look at the look at what we're going to have 15 squared. All right, now it doesn't make any difference. Make sure you solve what is given to you, all right, and then look through the option. If the option is not available, you are good to go. No problem at that. Okay, don't worry yourself about, oh, the answer is not there, so what I've solved is not correct. As long as you know what you are doing, apply the principle and you are good to go. Is that okay? So what we have is 15 squared minus 20 squared, all right, will be equals to our Z squared here. Exactly. So making this simple formula, we're going to have Z squared now equals to, we're going to have a 15 squared as a 255. Now let me show you how you can get to that. All right, let me show you rough work. 15 times 15, that is 15 squared. All right, how do you do that? Like I told you, take vertical, you take cross, and then you take vertical. All right, this is the local multiplication formula. What I do is 5 times 5 is 25. Write down 5, you take your 2, exactly, and then you do 1 times 5, do 1 times 5, 1 times 5. You do this way, you do this, cross multiply. All right, so 1 times 5 is 5, 1 times 5 is 5. That gives us what? 5 plus 5, right? That give us 10. Add them together, that's going to give you 10. 10 plus the 2 you carry, that give us 12. So write down 2 and then carry what? 1. Okay, carry 1. So that one you have now. Here this vertical, do 1 times 1. 1 times 1 is 1 plus 1 you carry, that give us what? 2 again. So that would give us what? 225. Is that clear to you? So got 225 on that. All right, so for the 15 squared, right, we're going to have 225 now. Okay, minus for the 20 squared, that's going to give us 400, right? Because your 20 squared is 20 times 20. That is you just simply do 20 times 20, right? What you do is just add your 2 zeros and then to multiply 2 times 2, that gives you 4. That is 400, obviously. Is that clear? All right, so guys, obviously, right, we're going to have z squared equal to 225 minus 400, okay? And so, like I told you, this is going to be in negative format as it is. So let's do 400 minus 225, then it's going to be in negative format, right? So that would give us 175. All right, thereabout. That would give us 175 because your 400 minus 225. All right, if you subtract, you're going to get 5 here. You're going to get 9 minus 2, going to give you 7 here. And then, of course, your 3 minus 2 will give us 1. Okay, so that's going to give us 175. Please remember it's in negative format, right? So this is going to be negative 175. But we're looking for z. Usually, what you have done, you would have taken square root of both sides. Your z will be one negative square root of negative 175, which is not possible. All right, which is not possible. So obviously the question was not put in the proper order. What they would have done was to take probably 400 minus 225 thereabout and all of that. Okay, but then the question, don't worry, if this option is not found in your among your options, right, don't worry yourself, let it go. If the option is not found in your among the options in your JAMB or why, please do not tick anything, do not shade anything. Exactly, just let it go. Exactly, and then you move on to the next question. So, all right, but for me, for that question that we just solved, right, I think what it tend to do was to do something of this nature. All right, 15 squared plus 20 squared using the Pythagoras Theorem. I think what they would have done was to find the hypotenuse side, all right, which is equal to sum of the square of the other two sides. So in doing that, this would have been 225. All right, plus 400, exactly, plus 400. So on that note, would have got to us 625 if you add them together. And then the square root, which is x, if you have to find the square root of 625, that would be square root of 625 here. All right, if you have to go by that, your x will be equals to obviously it's going to be like 25. All right, 25 centimeter will be the value for that they were supposed to be looking for. I think this is what they would have done, or this is what they tend to do, kind of, right? So the answer will be 25 cm. Is that okay? And this is among the option, not the other way around. Is that okay? So just go through it. Okay, please always follow the question and solve based on what they gave to you and get a result, and you are good to go. Is that okay? God bless you. Let's go to the next question.